Hi, y'all. I don't know who this is for, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. My name's Kamitria. Kamitria. That's my name, and just a little bit about myself. I have been raped multiple times. I've been beaten multiple times. I've been verbally abused multiple times. I have been thrown away. Considered the black sheep of my family. I have been treated like dirt by men. I used to look to men to build for safety and to build a home and a family with because I was not accepted into my own. Um, Even my mother has said that she wanted her children to struggle. My mother does everything she can in her power to keep her foot on me and my brother's neck. And I wanted to set out and build my own family to break those generational curses, to raise mine and my lineage, my family up with love. So I don't know who this is for. Somebody feel like their back is up against the wall. When I tell you, I went to the military young. I was homeless when I was a teenager, and I ended up in the military. I was already joined. I had already been sworn in the military before I even became homeless. Um, but I was in the military when I was a teenager and still in high school, and that helped save me from homelessness. Also, because I started my career early, when I got into relationships with men, they became envious of me, as far as me being ahead of them, and I was treated like trash. Of course, cheated on multiple times. That verbal abuse was more hurtful than physical. Uh, because it messed with your self-esteem, and to not be accepted with your own family, and then to have it thrown in your face and treated so badly in the family that you're trying to create, that was something. So then I ended up moving away from my hometown, which is Alabama. I ended up moving to Texas. When I moved to Texas, I ended up no, actually, before I moved to Texas, I ended up getting married early. I got married when I was like 21, 22, something like that. And when I got married into the family was loving at first, but once the marriage started, it's like they just came against the marriage. I don't know what happened, like day and night. And so I ended up leaving that marriage, leaving that person I was cheated on in that relationship. But I ended up leaving that marriage, and I wasn't right. I didn't physically cheat on my husband, but emotionally I did, because I didn't feel supported and safe with him and his family. So I ended up leaving him. We lived separately for a long time, and then I separated and moved to a whole nother state. The marriage had been done. It just wasn't physically. It just wasn't. I'm sorry, legally separate. We weren't divorced yet legally, but we had been separated for a while. I moved to Texas, and I had been trying to have a child with my husband for like 7 years, and we were not lucky to do so. I had issues. Physically, I had issues. As a woman, I had issues and didn't understand what was going on with my body. But it's like as soon as I moved to Texas, maybe like a year or so after moving to Texas, I ran into my child's father, and boom, I found out I was pregnant on my birthday. Once I found out I was pregnant, he moved to Louisiana without even telling me. He just moved overnight, just up and left me. So all I knew was him in this state. I had family members here, but they were not supportive again. So all I really knew was him. And so I had zero support besides God Himself. And I ended up losing everything. I lost my job, lost my apartment, lost my car, because I felt like I could not raise my baby by myself. And I ended up trying to move back to Alabama. My child's father came out of nowhere. I thought he was dead. He called me out of nowhere. When he called me out of nowhere, I told him I was afraid to drive pregnant and drive 10 hours by myself. And I had a right to be, because little did I know I had preeclampsia, and I didn't even know that I had it. He said, if you drive to Louisiana, I'll drive you the rest of the way to Alabama. I got to Louisiana. He stood me up in Louisiana. My feet swelled up for the first time. I was actually having a whole episode and did not know that I could have had a stroke or a seizure at any moment while driving on this road pregnant by myself. I finally made it to Alabama. The person who agreed to let me stay with them blocked me, and they did not contact me for about 2-3 weeks. They left me and my unborn child homeless. I had to reach out to other friends. They allowed me to move in with them, but they robbed and stole from me. So then I said, Lord Jesus, I went to my family. I begged for them to open up the door. They told me to go to a shelter. My family did not open up doors to help me. My friends were stealing from me. They were not my real friends. I was just finding out. It was like every door was slamming in my face, and I kept saying I wasn't doing this bad in Texas. I wasn't